comes, so I was talking to somebody from Microsoft just yesterday, the training guy, and I said, what is the most important question or most common question you get about, in his case, Microsoft Teams? And he said, it's adoption. It's how do I get people to adopt? How do I get people to engage? And I know, Avi, we've talked about this before too, is, I think there's a fear, new tool, you're being bombarded by 10,000 other tools. Now you got to learn this new tool, new infrastructure, new interface. Now you got to put yourself out there and say things in a channel. Some may not like what you say, et cetera. So I think some people are afraid of posting on these very transparent environments. So I think there's a trust issue. But how, based on your experience, what's the best way to get people engaged and get people contributing to these open forums? Let's say.
Yeah, so I'm going to give my take, but I definitely want to hear Andrew's take too, because the setting that I work in is somewhat different. I was going to say exotic. Maybe it's not that different. So I generally work with students who are part of my community, and either they're trying to learn Power BI and go on that journey, or they're on this path to become Power BI entrepreneurs and consultants. Now, although these seem different, what we have seen as coaches and as entrepreneurs that kind of helping these students is that often they have these mental blocks which stop them. So let's talk about the kind of the learning Power BI thing. I mean, imagine if you start with a mental block, and a lot of people do. I talk to my new students, and a lot of them come in with this thing stuck in their head that DAX is so hard. And I know that as long as they hold on to that, it's going to slow them down. It's kind of like you're trying to sail away, but man, you never pull the anchor. And come on, pull the anchor out, right? So, they have these mental blocks. And then, of course, same thing on the entrepreneur's journey. Right? There are different things there. Of course, they're questioning, am I good enough? That's a big thing. They're so focused on themselves. Like, am I good enough? Do I have enough DAX? And of course, I try to flip it around and say, hey, don't focus on yourself. Focus on who you can help. Is there one person out there in this whole wide world whom you can help? Well, then your job is to go out and help them, right? So we're trying to cause a shift. So that's what our group is around. And I think you said it earlier, Charles, that what can we do to make it feel like a safe space? And I'll admit, I'll be totally candid, I don't think we have quite cracked it yet, because we have done a lot of things, but we still have people who don't feel, who are waiting on the sidelines, too afraid to dip their toe in. So we're still thinking of ideas there. Now, of course, some of the things that we have done, like especially I'll talk about our highest level group, Pro Plus, where these folks are focused on Power BI entrepreneur side. So this is really recent. So this August, I talked with a lot of my students, and really what we want to do is make participation mandatory. So two things. One, everybody has a different communication style, and everybody may not love Slack, right? So we say, okay, fine, we're not gonna force it down your throat, right? We're gonna say you gotta get on Slack. Well, we do have multiple means of communicating in our group. We have Slack, of course. We do the group calls, we do the private calls, and we do have this kind of accountability buddy thing. So there are a lot of different ways. You tell us which ones are your favorite mode. But then we as Team Avi, so that's Charles, me, Marianne, we're going to make sure that you are engaged. If you're not, man, we're going to come knocking on your door. We're going to send you a Slack message, send you an email, call you, knock on your door if we can, that sort of thing. So that's what we're doing at that level. Now, of course, that doesn't quite scale. So what do we do for the bigger group? Now, we do a lot of different things. We run contests and so forth. We talk about kind of share your wins. And of course, we feature that on our channel. We have this whole thing, dashboard showcase, we do every month. That's basically a platform for students to step up and kind of share their story. But so we're trying quite a few different things, and we'll keep experimenting with that as we have. But we definitely don't have the final answer. Maybe we'll never have the final answer, because maybe in the end, it has to be kind of their choice, right? I mean, you can take the horse to water, not make it drink, kind of thing. But yeah, so we've tried. Those are the things we've tried to make it feel like a safe space and increase kind of group participation.
Yeah, no, it's good points. Along the lines of, Yeah, the mental blocks, the barriers. The story I always tell is when I first joined your group, Avi, and I think you had us sign up for a call with you, right? And I was like, and I remember canceling on you, and I canceled a second time, and I think I canceled three times before I worked up the courage to have a one-on-one phone call. And that fear is very real of putting something out there with the transparency with anybody that can come see what you're saying. So, and there are mental blocks like the imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? With DAX, that, like you said, the technical ability that comes up all the time. I know I still have that too. Is like, am I going to be able to solve this problem? This is a tough DAX problem, So